Number 5. Logitech F310 Best Budget Controller. PC gaming is such a versatile world since you can also reap the benefits of console gaming without buying a console. And one of the biggest advantages of console gaming is the controllers. And for that purpose, a large number of manufacturers have delivered great PC controller models that'll elevate the gaming experience. If you don't have much of a budget and want the most affordable option out there, you should check out the Logitech Gamepad F310. In terms of design and aesthetics, the Logitech Gamepad F310 doesn't look very contemporary, as it has an SNES kind of look with a modified DualShock 2 body. Not the most aesthetically pleasing. However, don't expect a more pleasing design without sacrificing quality and functionality at this price. The device feels pretty light in the hands, however, but it has a quality build. The installation process is pretty straightforward. Just plug it in, install the drivers in your system, and start gaming. Pretty easy and simple. The buttons of the F310 feel very good when pressed and have very good tactile feedback to them. The sticks are mediocre and not smooth enough like the premium controllers, and the directional pad is decent at best. In the control input department, it is good as everything registers perfectly and the buttons are pretty durable. Number 4. Razer Wolverine V2 Best Wired Controller. This new generation of gaming has brought with it a fantastic new controller in the form of the DualSense. However, while Sony has impressive adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, Xbox owners still have the same old controller they've been using since 2013. Don't get me wrong, it's a great device, but when comparing the two, it's a bit dated. Thankfully, unlike PS5 owners who are pretty much stuck with the DualSense for now, Xbox owners can splurge on third-party controllers, and one of these is the Razer Wolverine V2. It's almost perfect and delivers a superb gaming experience that elevates the Xbox Series X or S to a whole new level. If you had to put the Razer Wolverine V2 next to the Xbox wireless controller, you can see they look almost identical. The overall button placements are the same and the analog sticks are true to the classic design. However, the Razer Wolverine V2 brings with it a few subtle tweaks, including a fatter grip that bulges out near the bottom of the handles instead of all the way down, and some green accents because, well, it's Razer. That said, even with the irritating cable, the Wolverine V2 is still one of the best controllers you can buy right now. I can live with it being tethered because of how good a controller it is in nearly every other aspect. Number 3. Xbox Core Controller Best Mid-Range Option. The Xbox wireless controller has seen some improvements over the years, but its most recent is the best yet. The Xbox Series X or S gamepad offers a more premium feel without the price tag, with improved tactile textures and refined geometry resulting in a more accessible and comfortable gaming experience. However, we wish the controller was capable of recharging without having to purchase an extra add-on. On the surface, the Xbox wireless controller doesn't look like a particularly drastic departure from its predecessor. It sports a similar shape and keeps the traditional button and trigger layout. On closer inspection, though, you begin to notice the subtle differences Microsoft has implemented. In addition to the cosmetic changes, the Xbox wireless controller brings improvements in functionality too. We found the controller to be more responsive, which is likely down to the lower latency Microsoft has boasted about, paired with more frame rate stability of the Xbox Series X or S. While connecting the gamepad wirelessly via Bluetooth to a range of devices, including the Xbox One, an iPhone 11 and a Mac, was straightforward. The Xbox wireless controller fits a wide range of hand sizes, particularly those with small-sized hands. So no matter what hand size you have, the gamepad should be comfortable. Number 2. Steam Controller Best Runner-Up. Steam has released the Steam Controller before releasing the Steam OS. It released it as a controller that would bridge the gap between PC and console gamers. This controller aims to do everything to be the best controller for every game. Also, it wants to eliminate the need for a keyboard and mouse. It's a bold goal and a very interesting product that's innovative and a breath of fresh air. Setting up the controller is effortless. Place the batteries in the back slot, plug in the USB Bluetooth receiver, turn on the controller, and you're good to go. There are 2 touchpads, of which one rests in the place where buttons rest in traditional controllers, and the other in the place of the D-pad, again in the traditional controllers. Touchpads have buttons and haptic engines beneath them that give you a slight nudge where your thumb is resting. The gaming experience varies from game to game, but generally it's a nice experience. However, it would definitely not replace the mouse and keyboard setting. The accuracy and precision are not the same as in those, but it is a nice change of pace and would be convenient for lots of other games other than competitive shooters. Definitely one of the best PC controllers on the market. Number 1. PlayStation DualSense, best overall. The DualSense, Sony's name for the native PlayStation 5 controller, makes the most of the opportunities that a new console generation provides. The successor to the DualShock 4 has a stark new look and a redesigned shape that's easier on the hands, which makes it a fundamentally better, more interesting controller. It also has some next-gen swagger. Beautifully implemented next-gen haptics and adaptive trigger resistance create opportunities for more immersive experiences through tactile feedback. Both a careful evolution and a big innovative leap, the DualSense sets a strong new standard for console controllers. Aesthetically, the DualSense feels like a dramatic shift from the DualShock 4. Its smooth curves and two-tone color scheme, white with black accents, including the analog sticks and triggers, by default, feels like a paradigm shift after 3 generations of discrete single-color Sony gamepads. Astro is the best showcase here. When you fire a bow, you'll feel resistance in the trigger, mimicking the string being pulled back. With the DualSense, Sony has made both a more comfortable gamepad for traditional gameplay and introduced some very exciting features.